Okay, guys, welcome to our next edition of the Partner Farm series here, brought to you by thegoldfarm.io. We are proud to announce that we now have 38 active farms going right now, several more lined up that are dropping throughout this week as we press towards that 50 mark. With only 500,000 gold in circulation and over 60% of that in farming pools right now, we're really heating up as we come into the new year. And before I kick us off about our 3 projects, I will let you know just a few of our pending updates. A lot of our farmers who follow us have known that these have been in the works for some time, but we do have that new user interface. I believe it's entering its last stages of testing. I've seen the APY feature now live. And so we're hoping to launch that, as well as the My Farms tab, which will be a big cleanup thing for us and just user ease for our farmers. And then the next big thing we have coming is the functioning lotto service, as well as our NFT marketplace. So we have a lot of big news coming to the end of the year. We know our projects that join up with us have a lot of big news coming up as well. That's why we're excited to join up with so many amazing partners. And with that, I will get us started. So today, we bring to you 3 exciting projects. 2 already have live farms, which is French Connection Finance, who's going to kick us off, as well as Aureus Token, who just recently launched their farm a few days ago. And then we have a 3rd project who will be launching their farm tomorrow, and that is the owner of Fanfare, who will be explaining to us the vinyl token, which will be what you'll be able to earn in tomorrow's launching farm. And then with that, French, I'm going to get going with you. So, just spend 15, 20 minutes or so just talking about French Connection Finance. And I would like to just kind of ask you if you could describe your project and what does it bring that's unique in the space of DeFi?
Of course. So French Connection Finance is building the first payment gateway that will accept credit card and crypto online. So let's say you want to buy something on an e-commerce, you could be using BNBs, XRPs, Stellars, Bitcoin, FCF, any crypto that you wish. You could be using it online as a currency to purchase goods. Or even if you want to order something on Uber Eats, but you want to pay with your Dogecoin, well, you will be able to pay with your Dogecoin using FCF Pay. It's going to be a plugin, just like PayPal and Google Pay, but it would allow credit card and crypto payment on it. At the same time, we are building an enormous ecosystem for the FCF community. And the main goal of that ecosystem would be to send funds into the liquidity pool of FCF and into the dividend pool of FCF. Because when you hold FCF, you receive every 24 hours BNBs that are paid as dividends. So the whole ecosystem will be sending funds into that dividend pool and into the liquidity pool. So every transaction made on FCF or FCF Pay or our World Connect app, it will generate funds for the holders. So that is what we are trying to do at FCF.
That is absolutely amazing. Wow. You guys have a lot going on. And I know that so many projects are trying to bridge that gap between real world purchases and using their cryptocurrency. So what do you guys have live right now that is kind of teasing that idea? Is there anything that I can check out live right now or that our farmers can check out live for this mission?
You mean for the payment gateway?
Yep, for the payment gateway.
The payment gateway will be beta tested in December. We are building it and it will be tested in 1 month. After that, it will be live. So in 2 months, you'd be able to actually use it or to install it on your e-commerce or on your cell phone application. You'll have the option of selecting which tokens you want, which one you accept. So let's say you have an e-commerce and you are a Dogecoin fan, well, you'd be able to set your prices of your products in Dogecoin. You're going to have 2 options, the stable price or the smart price. Stable price would be that pair of shoes is always going to cost 100 Dogecoin, no matter how much a Dogecoin is worth. If you use the smart price, well, it will change with what price is listed on CoinMarketCap. So there will be an API connecting both, and the price will be changing on it. So when someone purchases a good, you will be able to select one of the tokens that you accept and pay with that.
Wow. I mean, that's a heck of a mission that you guys have. So, what is your real world experience with, with commerce, and kind of what brought you guys to this direction of, where you wanted to take French Connection Finance?
Okay, so a little story about me. I am in real estate. I own several properties. I've done good with real estate, and I retired fairly early if you compare it to other people. I've been a crypto investor since 2013. I've been into crypto. I've jumped on DeFi when it first started. And honestly, I was so disgusted of how all projects they always end up being a rug pull or a scam, and no one was actually taking advantage of the DeFi to create something that is concrete and useful. And people were just running after quick money instead of building something. So once I got drugged, the last drug that happened to me was about 20,000. I decided to stop investing in other people project and actually build something that will be used and will be good for the DeFi and the crypto world. And the only thing that crypto is lacking at the moment is to make it accessible and make it possible to use just like a credit card. Why would someone go use Bitcoin to pay something when he can just use his credit card to pay it? It's fairly easier to use a credit card than using crypto. But crypto should be as easy as a credit card to use. So that's why we went into the payment gateway.
I mean, you are absolutely right. So that's a heck of a vision. And the fact that you're able to kind of focus your time, full time into a project like this is incredible. Do you have a pretty, large team around you that supports this mission that
Well,
you're trying to achieve? Or talk about your team a little bit.
at first, I started alone. I did not have a team. I launched everything alone. And I soon realized that doing everything alone was not really possible. So we expanded and we keep on expanding. We have marketers now. We have social media experts. We have people for the Telegram that takes care of it. We have a graphic designer that works full time on French Connection and he's amazing. He does some crazy jobs. I don't know if you have ever seen our banners on PooCoin, our pictures. He does everything with that. We are currently hiring a back end and a front end coder. The team is always growing. Every week we get bigger.
The funny that you mentioned the banners. That's kind of how I found you guys originally, because your artwork and our style of artwork at the Gold Farm were kind of similar. I was like, dang, that FCF logo would look really good next to our gold bar. So I'm glad this worked out. But yeah, your designer is really nice. That's awesome. Okay, question I had for you. So you mentioned that every 24 hours there's a disbursement of, is it BNB?
It's smart chain. If you're using MetaMask, you're gonna get BNBs, but if you're using Trust Wallet, it's gonna go into your smart chain.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. And that's generated through the tokenomics. Can you just explain the tokenomics a little bit? Do you have that, like the breakdown?
Yes, tokenomics. We have the 3% LP tax, so every transaction gets taxed 3%, and that goes into the LP, which makes the liquidity pool stronger and raises the price. So it's good for the holders. We have a 2% marketing tax that all the transactions get taxed 2%. That goes into a wallet that we use for to keep on working on the project, paying salaries, developing the product, and paying for marketing. Because God knows how much it costs to market a DeFi product. Sorry, just now we are sending the logo to Trust Wallet, and that costs 5 BNB just to add a wallet on it, the logo on Trust Wallet. So everything is super expensive for some reason. And we have the 5% tokenomic tax on dividend. So all the transaction, all the volume in a day gets taxed into the dividend pool. And 24 hours after your last purchase or transaction, you receive a reflection paid in BNB, depending on how much FCF you own.
Okay, that sums it up pretty well. The last question I generally have, is kind of what do you got planned for us coming into the end of the year that we can expect as, new investors or some current holders here right now. But I think you kind of gave us that answer. You said, December, you're going to start launching the gateway itself. And that's got to be just a huge catalyst for you guys. So I'm going to
Well,
open it
I'm
up
going
to
to
the
go
floor.
into the
Oh, go ahead.
roadmap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if
Oh,
you open the roadmap,
yeah.
we
Tell me
are
about the
ahead
roadmap.
of schedule at the moment. Something I did not mention, but I mentioned it yesterday in the AMA we had in our Telegram, is I've met with the COO of a major money transfer company yesterday. We had an hour and a half meeting discussing the payment gateway. That company, that corp, is listed on Nasdaq, the New York Stock Exchange, and major stock exchanges, and they are very interested into our payment gateway. So we are in talks with them at the moment. I am not allowed to give any information or give any name or timeline or anything on it until we have a signed agreement and the lawyers goes over it. So that is something major that we are working at the moment while building the payment gateway. But if we do close a deal with them, the payment gateway will become bigger, faster, and will be done sooner by using their marketing team also because they are a big corporation. So their marketing is not the same as our marketing.
That's huge, huge news. And, the power of partnerships is what this space is all about. So if you can find, that big way to connect yourself to the real world, it seems to.
Another thing that we have is we are in
Sorry about
talks
that. I
with
had a call
Bitmart.
come in. Oh, yeah.
No problem. So we discussed with Bitmart. Bitmart has been asking us to list on their exchange for the past 4 weeks. I am not going to list it right away because I believe that we need a stronger base before listing because it might cause a major pump and dump, which is not something that we aim. Also, we are not too certain about the advantage of listing on an exchange right now since we are reflection tokens and the holders are going to receive their BNBs every month instead of every day. So there's no point into buying FCF on Bitmart. But for the exposure and the visibility, we might do it. We are in talk with them. I am confident that we will do it, but it's not set in stone. Next thing we're gonna have the payment gateway release. We're gonna have the DeFi wallet that we are creating that will access to all our ecosystem in one click. We have the application FCF World Connect that we are creating, and that should be available in June. That is something I cannot disclose also. Sorry about that, but I am not allowed. So we have a lot of things set for this current roadmap. We have the next year roadmap also that will be aiming to get physical payment gateways. So you could go in a physical store and use crypto. You'd be able to pay with crypto using your phone on a physical payment gateway also. So we have a fairly huge roadmap. We have a lot to look forward for.
I was going to say, you just gave us, a ton looking all the way into June of next year. That's amazing. I would definitely encourage everyone listening to go check out this website and view that roadmap for yourself and see how they're checking those boxes off. Does anybody listen right now? You've got a pretty decent audience going right now. Does anybody have any questions for French here with us? We'll open it up if anybody wants to unmute themselves and say hello. It's okay if not. I mean, that was a pretty comprehensive overview.
I think I'm fairly good at explaining stuff and giving a visual image about, about what I'm speaking about.
Yeah, that was pretty clear and concise and to the point. 15 minutes, knocked it out. I don't have any questions for you. If any more come in, obviously, we do have your Telegram pinned in our chat. We know that you're always available. I mean, anytime I look at your name, it's green on Telegram. So I know your team is there to answer questions too. But I really appreciate your time, you being here with us and explaining a bit more. And I'm going to have you back probably in December as you guys start to launch that gateway. And we'll just see if we can hype it up even more here at the Gold Farm. Cool.
Thank you. Thank you for having us here.
No problem. Well, thank you so much. All right, cool. We have, I'll move on to the next project. Thank you guys for listening. This is a great audience that we have. It's getting bigger each week. I'm going to get Jackson introduced here. Jackson from Fanfare, and he has a token. Their native token is Vinyl Token, and they are the farm that is launching with us new tomorrow. So a brand new launch happening, sometime in the next 24 hours, we expect. And very decent amount of rewards in this farm as well. So we're glad to have you, Jackson. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, awesome. So it's good to hear your voice. Very cool. What I'll do first, same thing as the last project, same style. If you could just kind of give us a brief rundown, what Fanfare is and why the token vinyl was chosen, and kind of what the mission is here with your recent launch.
For sure. So Fanfare is a music NFT platform with the goal of giving musicians more ways to kind of monetize their content. We all know that the music industry is really difficult to break into and doesn't really fairly compensate most musicians that are coming through. And vinyl is our native token. It's a continuation of that same mission. So vinyl is really based around forming communities between artists and fans. And the way that we do that is by taking, the DeFi reflections mechanism, where there's a fee on sells and transactions between wallets, and that gets redistributed to holders. But we've built this unique splitting system where fans can stake in musicians, and then that redistribution fee split 80%, 20% in favor of the fans between them and the musicians themselves. So they can kind of help these musicians earn passive income, and the musicians can start curating a community of their biggest supporters. And we're working on building more features into that and ways for musicians to kind of interact more directly with the people that are staking in them. But right now we have the first version up, and we've been up for 2 weeks. And in that time we've gone from the $50,000 market cap we released to a $500,000 market cap where it's at right now.
That is a heck of a lot. Yes, that is quite an impressive run for the past 2 weeks. The platform itself is really cool and really unique. So that means you have artists that are already on there?
Yeah. So we released the NFT platform, the marketplace first. We're all about having, our team is fully technical. We're all developers, so we're all about building good products. So we built the NFT marketplace itself. It's been up for about 3 to 4 months, and in that time, we've gotten we have 60 different artists that are on board, and kind of have signed a licensing deal with us to allow us to distribute their music. And more are releasing NFTs every week, and that's kind of where we are on the artist side of things.
So you mentioned, your team is developers. You're a developer. Are you an artist also?
No, I'm not a musician, but we're very close with a lot of musicians, and talk with them all the time about things that we can do to better improve the platform for them.
Okay, so where does this passion come from to get into music then? Just curious.
So yeah, definitely it came a little from the tech side of things. But we were building a bunch, came from like consulting, building other projects for other people. We're actually the development team behind some other NFT projects, NFT Lootbox and Block Duelers. Built those projects from the ground up, and saw a lot of the stuff that NFTs were doing to help out with the digital art scene. And we're like, why is nobody putting this much focus into the music scene? Because it should be able to benefit from all of the same things of actually having custody of digital work. So we built this out of trying to provide these same benefits of like freedom that we were seeing that NFTs were helping out with the digital art space to the musical space. And it's been a big learning experience of like kind of venturing into the music side of all of this for the first time, and really communicating and learning about ways that we can better develop the platform to fit those issues.
I love the music in DeFi boom that's kind of happening right now. We see a lot of projects that are coming up and trying to fuse the two together. And your platform is still truly unique in the way that it's trying to be able to stake in other in artists and musicians to kind of better their overall experience with how they're recording music and producing it, and just the entire DeFi experience. Around your team, you mentioned you're a developer. How many are on the team? What does the team look like? Can you give us a little breakdown there?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, the team is mostly just me and my co-founder, Quinn. We have a few other developers that are part of our like larger consulting business, which will come in and help over time, but it's really just us working full time on this. We've got a designer, Ben, who does the design work for all of our sites, who helps out with, a bunch of the UI and stuff. But it's mostly just us working on it, and that's been a lot of because we've been kind of building this from the ground up and bootstrapping it, and a lot of it's like a passion project. But we're trying to get funding at the moment. We've got a demo day with the startup incubator that we're in called the Battery, and that happens in a little over 2 weeks, and looking to be able to get some institutional investment from that and bring on a larger team and really scale this thing up.
Very cool. That's a huge plan right there. That's very exciting. A lot of these music to DeFi projects are trying to come up with some sort of album or release, a set of music, and then obviously your name is vinyl and your logo is a vinyl record. You guys have any plans of compiling some of your artists' work and releasing like a set or anything like that?
Can you elaborate on that? Yeah.
Oh, sure. So you mentioned you have about maybe 60 different musicians that are on the platform currently and constantly recruiting. So, I mean, is there anything that Vinyl is doing to kind of collaborate amongst those 60 or however many there may be to say, hey, let's put together one masterful piece of work that takes, maybe somebody's best recording from each of the 60 or, from each of the top 30 or something like that to put a compilation album together or make it into a vinyl? Just an idea I've heard other projects toying around.
No,
didn't know if you had that.
That's a pretty great idea. We definitely have we have a Telegram channel for the artists on our platform that we kind of invite them all to, and they're able to talk and share ideas. And if one of them was recently popping in need of help for some mastering of his work, and a lot of others kind of responded with tips and advice. So we've got definitely collaboration going on the back end of the artist side of things. But it would be interesting to look into something a little more formal like that.
Cool. Just a question I had. Yeah, that was all. Okay, tokenomics on vinyl. Can you give us a breakdown of how that works out? Just a quick rundown of the
For sure. So yeah, we have 100 billion tokens minted. Most of it was kind of airdropped on the launch of the platform, and the goal was to really make it organically distributed to the community and the early supporters. And yeah, in terms of token distribution or redistribution, we have 8% fee that is split with or a 10% fee where 6% goes into redistribution, 2% goes into liquidity, and 2% goes into the kind of treasury. Recently, there was a vote done to the community with a vast majority deciding for 1 week to bump that 2% for liquidity up to 8%. There was the options 2, 4, 6, 8, and it was 80% of the voters voted for 8%. So right now we have a lot higher of a tax, and then gonna recast that vote. I think on Wednesday or Thursday, whenever that 1 week point is, and see if the community is still interested in keeping that liquidity higher. And that's just because our token price blew up so fast that the liquidity ad couldn't keep up with it. And small buys and sells were throwing the price all around. So gonna give a little bit more stability with that changed fee. And then with the stakers, when you stake in an artist, that 6% is getting redistributed again. That's 80% going to the staker and 20% going to the musician. And the musician doesn't have to put anything in to that in order to get that reward distribution. The only thing required to become an eligible musician to be staked in is to get approved and then list an NFT on our platform, and then it happens automatically.
That was really cool. I was going to ask, how does somebody go and kind of get themselves listed on your platform? So great rundown. Obviously, it's going to be encouraged that everyone come over to your Telegram and check you out as well. I know that you're constantly in there. Is Quinn? You mentioned Quinn is your co. Is he always in the chats usually as well?
He pops in and out. Right now, he's a lot more focused on the development side of things. We've got a really big, pretty much overhaul of our whole platform going on right now that we're wanting to get done these next 2 weeks, which is pretty much enabling fiat payments of everything. So we're rebuilding. Right now, we have our platform cross-chain on Binance and Ethereum. and we're rebuilding it all on Flow. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that blockchain, but it's the blockchain that Dapper Labs built. They're the creators of CryptoKitties. They're the creators of NBA Top Shot, the biggest NFT projects in the game, and they're all big because they are not only accessible to crypto native people. Their blockchain is built so that it's really easy for fiat on-ramping and off-ramping, and it's really fluid for new users to use, so like user-friendly. And this has like blown open the gates of who can use it from people that have familiar with all the MetaMask and Coinbase interaction transaction stuff to everybody who knows how to use a credit card, which is 8% of the United States who can use MetaMask compared to 70-80% that use credit cards in their daily lives. Giantly opens the door in terms of accessibility to the platform. So we're hoping to have that done the next 2 weeks, and he's mostly focusing on the development side over there.
Awesome. Okay. Hey, I'll always say it's good to have a well-spoken and a very intelligent dev coming in here to explain what's going on with these projects. So I appreciate your time.
Yeah,
giving us a really concise rundown. I have one more question, and I know in 2 weeks or so you guys are looking to get some institutional investments possibly, or at least get into that type of pool. But
yeah.
It's getting pretty close to the end of the year. But my question is, what do we have geared up here through into January 1st that you're most excited about, and that we can get the new user, new holder account excited about? Big surprises.
So, we've got a lot of stuff going on in terms of like features that we're rolling out, and in terms of musicians that were coming on the platform. I can't speak too much on the musician side of things because we're trying to have a kind of curated hype and release schedule with them. But in terms of features, you can be expecting more things to do with the staking, and in terms of musicians actually being able to curate and build a community around those stakers and interact with them more directly. And that's really exciting. And definitely the big thing is that fiat payment. That's really going to open the doors with who can access our platform. And we've got a giant advertising and marketing campaign, as well as bring on new musicians scheduled to roll out right after we've got that listed. So a lot of big things that are kind of going to happen back to back as soon as we get that out.
Amazing. That wraps it up for me. I'd like to open it up here. Got a few minutes still. If anybody wants to ask any questions to Jackson here from Fanfare. Anybody want to come off mute? Say hello. I see another OG in the room. That's cool. Nothing. All right. I guess we're giving good rundowns here. If anything comes up, if I get a question, I'll be sure to DM you, but refer them over to your Telegram as well.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody can really DM me directly. I'm very responsive on Telegram. So if anyone has a question or wants to come on as an artist or knows a musician that is interested in getting into the NFT space, we're definitely the best platform to do it on, growing at an incredible rate, and really looking forward to speaking to more people that are in the space or interested in supporting musicians. Feel free to shoot me a DM on Telegram anytime, and I usually get back within the day.
Awesome. Thank you so much again for being here. We got a long relationship ahead of us, at least 3 months from the start of this farm that's happening tomorrow. Yeah. And we'll definitely have you guys back on multiple times. That's the point of this. The first one's just to introduce you. And then from there, as you guys have successes come up, we want to broadcast them best we can. So we know there's a lot to look forward to in December. So,
Scott unmuted.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Go ahead, Scott. Please.
Jackson, they're doing a thing for the I think called the butchery, I think it is, it's coming up soon, or the battery.
Oh, yeah, the battery. Yeah, that's the startup incubator I've been talking about.
Can you fill us in a little bit what that is, and what the potential is for that for the project?
For sure. So the battery is a startup incubator out of Silicon Valley, and it's pretty much like an accelerator program where there's a bunch of investors, angel investors, and venture capital firms that give lectures and advisements on a weekly basis and help point the business in the right direction from a business side of things, and get all of your kind of long-term goals properly together and documented. So all the things like your finances, your token projections, the strategies for new artist and new user acquisition, and a lot of the granular details like how much money it takes you to get a new user, and how difficult it is to retain them, and how to improve those metrics. And then all of that is so you can have all of your kind of documents compiled for demo day, which is what we've got in the 2.5 weeks. which is a day that is going to be broadcast on YouTube. I'll link in both channels when and where that's happening. But we're going to be pitching online to a large community of extended venture capitalists and other angel investors, and then opening up rooms where they can come and talk to us one-on-one, and we can pitch them and get a larger community of investors that we can, broadcast our new information out of, and hopefully invest in us to give us a lot more runway and space and freedom to build more interesting things.
Yeah, that sounds great. Sounds fantastic. I bet they've got a lot of good ideas they can bring to the project as well. So that sounds great. I'll be looking forward to checking it out on YouTube. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. I'll link it, and not only ideas, but a lot of great connections within the music industry and within the tech industry.
Oh yeah, for sure. They'll have their imaginations will run wild when they see the project, I think. So that's great.
Yeah, excited to be sharing it. Thanks so much for the question, Scott.
Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers.
Yeah, really great question, Scott. Thank you very much. Anybody else out there got anything on their mind? I don't know. Population of Mars. I don't want to call you out here, but I think that you're interacting with the platform. If you had any interest in giving yourself a quick little plug. Anyway, I'll do it for you. If you guys want to go to and check out what's going on over at Fanfare, Population of Mars, I believe, is one of the artists, and I believe he has some things going on over there for you all to check out.
Yeah, he's been doing. I think he's trying to talk, but I think your mic is having some issues over there. But just to give it a quick rundown, he's one of the artists and has been releasing NFTs on our platform, and has been kind of pushing forward the community aspect of the staking. I know he's got a Telegram channel that he invites individuals to that have been staking on him, and he's trying to do some more things to foster a direct relationship with the users that stake with him. So really interesting things, and glad he's taking the full advantage of the services that we're trying to put out there.
As a community token ourselves, I fully appreciate and respect and love the people who dive into the project and try to give their contribution, just to try to push it further. So very cool. Okay, anybody else out there with a question? If not, that was pretty quick and easy as well. We're flowing through here.
Awesome. Yeah, who's up next then?
Okay, so next we have Aureus Token, and this is a gaming token that just recently launched some nice teasers and had some active gameplay going. He is here with us. Aureus, are you around? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, perfect. How are you?
A little sleepy. It's almost 4 a.m. here.
Wow. Well, give me just 10 minutes of your time, and we'll rock right through this. Jackson, thanks again for being here. And now we've got Aureus Token, the lead himself. And I'm going to just have you, just briefly explain Aureus. I know primarily it's a gaming token, but can you talk about the game? What's unique about the game? And when is this thing coming out all the way?
Yeah, actually our game is live. It's an MMORPG. We made an MMORPG play to earn game. So, for now you can.
I'm so sorry. I did not realize you were live already. So that's my apology. Awesome. Sorry. Keep going.
Yeah. Our server is live. We just migrated to another hosting for better playing experience, and currently there's only one way to earn Aureus token in the game. That's by doing a daily quest, but we will be implementing other options to farm the token in game as well. And yeah, we are developing something big. Like, we wanted all of the items in game to be converted into an NFT, so players can buy and sell the items through our NFT market, which is being developed.
Okay, so it's a multiplayer online game. It's a role-playing game. There's quests, and there's a point to completing the game, essentially, or.
Yeah, it's an open world, so there's really no end.
Okay,
there's really no.
Constant content. Okay. Do you have a way to track how many members are live currently on the platform? And if so, could you share that with us?
Yeah, currently we have roughly around 30 players right now,
What does it take to
and
become a
they
player?
are well to register and to play the game. You just need to hold the tokens. You don't need to send the tokens to anyone. Just hold it in your wallet, register using your wallet address, and that's it. No commitment. If you want to if you want to sell the tokens, it's up to you.
Okay, so just by being a holder, is there any minimum to hold and play?
Yeah, sorry about that. That's just 1 million Aureus token.
Okay, 1 million Aureus token. Do you have a rough figure what that is USD right now?
On the current price, let me see.
Sorry to put you on the spot. Just didn't know if you had maybe a rough calculation.
Yeah, hold on.
Cool. And how long has the game been out while you're calculating that?
Yeah, it's been out for a month.
Okay, full month. Million minimum to play. Now, is there an advantage if I hold multiple millions? Like, do I have a strategic advantage?
Well, there is. You can actually open the game in multiple like windows, and only one wallet can. You can only create one account with one wallet. So you need to spread your tokens into different wallets. The advantage of having multiple clients is that you'll be able to farm better. It's gonna be an easy farming for you. So roughly around 250 US dollars for 1 million tokens.
Okay, yeah, that sounds pretty much in line for a lot of these different play to earns we've been hearing about lately. So very cool. 30 active users right now. So what's the main campaign to drive that active user base up as far as people playing? I know you got a heck of a lot more holders than those playing right now.
We are trying to implement the scholarship program where we hire players to play the game and we'll give them accounts. Then whatever token they farm, they will get it. Just like Axie, they have scholarship in Axie. We're going to implement that as well.
I see what you're saying. So, if I don't necessarily want to play the game to earn Aureus, I'll be able to choose to play the game and earn whatever currency that you guys support.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. Okay, so tell me about your team. Are you you must be a gamer of some sort, and obviously you're a developer. What's the team look like? How many guys do you have around you or gals that are supporting the project and moving that game forward?
Yeah, we actually have a couple of game developers in our team. We have a couple of social media, a few graphics. We're not a big team, just a small team. And our game developers has been developing game for almost 10 years. So we're pretty confident.
I mean, honestly, that sounds like a pretty solid team to me. So, especially where you guys are at right now, I'm sure it's going to be growing and building out. I haven't had a chance to play the game yet, but I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Obviously, your first farm is live, and I know we have a potential second farm with you guys coming up here. I'll just tease it a little bit. But, that really explains a lot of it. I know, there's tokenomics involved. Can you go just give us a breakdown of your tokenomics real quick, just so we all know it?
We have 3% distributed to holders, 3% to liquidity, and 6% for marketing and build up.
Perfect. Nice and easy. Okay. That pretty much, kind of takes care of the brunt of the questions. I know your main mission is just to keep the game growing and keep adding players and keep developing it. What do you see that's going to be a big change through the end of this year as this quarter comes to an end? Do you have like a certain goal for how many active users you'd like to see happening, or a certain push that you're going to be doing?
Yeah, we're targeting at least 500 players by the end of this year and adding more options to farm tokens like PvP guild wars, those kind of stuff.
Okay, perfect. Well, with that, I will. I mean, that wraps up my questions. Unless there's anything you want to finish with, I will open the floor if anybody has a question for you. But that pretty much gives a great summary of what you guys are doing and what you're trying to do. Anybody out there have anything for Aureus? And if not, that's all right, because it was a pretty good rundown. I do appreciate your time also. It's great to hear your voice. I know we've interacted quite a bit. I look forward to this partnership again, for the next 3 months with all of our partners. It's been awesome. We have some quality people trying to do some great things. So I appreciate you being here.
Yep.
Yeah. And with that, I'll
Thank
let you
you.
go to sleep. It sounds like you need some rest. And this was a nice quick session. If nobody has any questions, I will go ahead and shut the recording down and we will call it a day. And I guess I'll see everybody Friday who can attend, because we are going to do this one more time on Friday. Nope. All right.
Thanks for
Cool.
having us.